Ace productions can be one of the most impressive magic tricks in a magician's repertoire, and I think every good magician needs one. This is one of my favorite Ace productions. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. So a while back, I had the opportunity to see a young magician perform an incredible feat of card handling. And I wanted to try to recreate for you what I saw on that day. So this young magician, he walked into a crowd. He approached a gentleman and asked if he could borrow his deck of cards. The gentleman complied, and the young magician took his deck of cards and began shuffling them. He shuffled them very quickly, in fact. Now once he was satisfied with the shuffle, he then took the deck and he cut it in half and took the faces of the cards and dropped them together. He then spread out the cards and began to examine the faces of the cards. Now I can only assume that he was looking to see if there was any duplicates, as this was a borrowed deck. Once he was satisfied that there was no duplicates, he then began to examine the bottoms or the backs of the cards. And again, because this was a borrowed deck, I can only assume that he was looking to see if it was in fact a marked deck. Well, now that once this magician was satisfied that this was in fact a normal deck of cards, he squared it up and began to mix the cards by giving them a couple of cuts. After giving them a couple of cuts, he wanted to mix them further, and he did this in a very unique way. He would take a card and he would deal it face up and one face down, and we would do one up and one down. Now he would do this the entire length of the table, but to make a long story short, I'll just speed it up by mixing them like this. So once the cards were all mixed, the magician squared up the pile and showed the state of the deck. Now here's where the real magic happened. He took the deck, and just like this, he cut to the first ace. I was pretty amazed, but it got better. Out came the second ace. This seemed impossible to me. I felt like I'd missed something, so I kept watching. But again, there was the third ace. I could not explain it. But the fourth ace was a little different. He took the deck into his hand, and as if sort of by magic, out popped a 3. And the magician counted. He counted 1, 2, and the third card was the fourth and final ace. Now if that wasn't amazing enough, I must have missed something, because the magician took the cards, he spread them out, and showed that they had all gone back to facing the same direction. I obviously missed something. Thanks for watching. Okay, so now for the tutorial. So all you need to do this trick is the 4 aces and a 3 of your choosing. So what you're going to do is you take the 4 aces out of your deck, and the order in which they're going to be produced is that the bottom ace is going to be first, and that's going to be the order that they're going to be produced, okay? So take the aces in the order that you want them produced, and you put them on top of the deck. Next, take the 3 that you've chosen, and you put that on top of the aces. You can do whatever false cuts and shuffles you like to begin. Now the first real move is you're going to do an overhand shuffle, reverse counting the first 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then after that, it doesn't matter. You can do clumps, whatever you want. Okay, as long as the first 5 are reverse counted, so the position you'll be in is 3 on the bottom, followed by your 4 aces. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to do a swing cut. Take the top portion of the pack and you're going to flip it face up. You're going to show this portion, so that's the 3. They haven't thought anything about the 3, and it's covering the aces, so they're not going to be suspicious of it. Show the 3, and you're going to drop them face to face. So you can fan through, pretend that you're examining the faces of the cards, giving whatever story you like. Then when you come to the backs, I use the guise of checking to see if it's a marked deck. But actually what you're doing is you're counting over the first 5 cards. So the 3 and the 4 aces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. At this point, I get a break and just continue over until you're done. Once you're done, square up the deck, maintaining a pinky break. Now you're going to do a double undercut to the pinky break. So 1, 2. So now the position that you're in is you have all these cards face down, all of these face up, and you have your 4 aces and the 3 on top. Okay? So from that point, you can tell that there's a natural break in the cards. So that you're going to break at that, and you're going to know that you've hit that because it's the only point in the deck that has the cards back to back. So cut to that, flip the bottom portion face up. Now you're going to do the interlacing. So you're going to go card down, card up, down, up. Now these cards you're dropping are the aces. Okay? So you're going to do 4 because you're going to do all 4 aces. Once you've laid down the 4 aces, stop, because that's your 3. The rest of the deck, the rest of the cards here are face up, and all of these are face up. But the spectator doesn't know that. So once you stop, you're going to say, I'm going to make a long story short, and you're going to do kind of a messy Pharaoh style shuffle, where you're just going to kind of mash them together messily and push them together and square them up. Now, the spectator thinks you've messed up the deck, but in reality, you've put face up cards into face up cards. You have 1 face down 3, you have your 4 face down aces, and the rest of the cards are face up. So you're going to square up the deck, and you're going to sell the fact that the deck's messed up by cutting, showing that you have a card face up, face down, drop it back on. At this point, just spread out the bottom cards, showing the interlacing cards, and then square up. So the next move is you're going to take the deck, and you're going to put it down, but turning it upside down. So now the position you're in is all the cards are face down, except for your 4 aces, which are on top of the deck, separated by a face down card, and then your 3, which is on the bottom. So to produce the aces, all you're going to do, one at a time, you're going to lift the top card, grab a stack of cards, pull it out, drop it on top, square up the deck. That's your first ace. You're going to repeat this for the second and third ace. Okay. And again, lift up the top card, pull it out, pulling out the third ace. Now the fourth ace is obviously underneath this, but you want to show that all the cards have gone back to facing the same direction. So in order to do that, we need to get rid of this 3. So what I do is I do a pull down with my index finger, and you're going to kind of push while turning against the fatty part of your thumb. So what happens is when you do that, it's going to shoot up. So just kind of play around with that, and you'll see what I'm saying, and it's a pretty decent production, I guess, but you'll get the feel of it. You just kind of push, it's going to pop out. You're going to pull the 3 out, and you're going to say, you're going to count, you're going to go 1, 2, and then say the third card was the final ace, and you can put that down. You're going to return these onto the pack, and then you can spread out either face up or face down, showing that the cards have all returned to be facing the same way. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.